All hail.
So your boy made a video 8 or so years ago about how, as a Transformers fan, I really do not have love for the Transformers fandom community as a general. And to be honest, that statement's still true some 8 years later. In fact, I may have grown to hate the Transformers fan community even more now than I did back then. Because as long as I've had the misfortune of interacting with other Transformers fans, I am convinced a good majority of these people are completely psychologically cooked. And the latest evidence of that is the reaction from some people to the Transformers 1 trailer which dropped last week. So you've actually got 2 trailers. And they're basically 2 parts of one trailer realistically. But the story of the movie looks like it's going to go before the war, back when Optimus was Orion Pax, Megatron was D16, which is a reference to the Japanese numbering of the original G1 toys. And you've got Elita 1 and you've got Bumblebee. Now, for once, I am actually happy to see Bumblebee in a movie, solely for the fact that he looks amusing, and he's voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, and is a fan of Key and Peele. That does good. That does me good, I should say. But again, you have Transformers fans throwing out the typical Transformers fan overreactions to anything Transformers related before, during, or after it's released, especially the old "ruined forever" card. You know, the one that's been played within the fandom as far back as 1996 when Beast Wars came out. See, that's a common recurring theme when something happens, anything happens in the fandom, and the fandom's fucked. Beast Wars ruined the fandom. Beast Machines ruined the fandom. Armada, Energon, and Cybertron having the whole, gotta catch them all in some way, shape, or form gimmicks, be it Minicons, Energon, or Cyber Planet keys. It ruined the franchise forever. Oh god, the movies are human-oriented. They've ruined everything forever. Oh no, Transformers Animated have a bunch of Jay Leno-esque chins. There's the franchise cooked. Animated wasn't so bad after all. Animated's been yanked before the 4th season. It's ruined. Oh no, now we got Transformers Prime, which is based on the movies. Oh, shit's cooked again. Etc., etc., etc. And it goes on, and on, and on. And this seems to be the latest one, because this movie appears to be geared towards kids. You know, kids. The old, the target audience for the franchise. You know, that audience. And it seems to be Transformers or G.I. Joe or whatever, where the target audience will be kids, but because some adults have decided to hitch their trailer to the franchise either as adults, or they've liked it since they were kids, they want to make it something more than it is, or was. Like an argument I had with some moron on a G.I. Joe page the other week, where he was trying to say, the original comic wasn't geared at kids. You know, the original Marvel comic, which was just like the Transformers Marvel comic, or the G.I. Joe Sambo cartoon, or the Transformers Sambo cartoon, where they were aimed to advertise the toys which were aimed at children. And I'd love to know why we have so many people within toy-based fandoms that seem to think, as adults, they're the target audience. You get people saying, oh yeah, but Bayformers, man, fuck Bayformers. Those movies suck. I don't even think Michael Bay knew who those movies were aimed at. Like, the humour was juvenile. The stories were crap. Optimus is a horrible example of an Optimus Prime. But Transformers 1 looks like something entertaining and family friendly, and I for one have no problem with that. Even though it's aimed at a younger audience, I'm probably going to go see it because, shock horror, I am a Transformers fan. I'm just not a selfish, unaware idiot that thinks that everything has to be geared towards me. You've got shit geared towards us. The Legacy line is geared towards adult collectors. The Masterpiece line is geared towards collectors. So what's the problem with letting kids have things in a franchise aimed towards kids? Hell, we've even got the Skybound comics, which absolutely rule. And that was something I had out with some idiot on one of the pages I follow on Facebook. I don't like the IDW comics for the gender politics they shoehorned in there. I don't see a purpose in gay Transformers. Some dude called me an idiot because I enjoy the war aspects of the franchise. You know, that thing the franchise is built on, the war between the Autobots and Decepticons. Well, I get that in the Skybound comics. Autobots versus Decepticons. It's very grassroots, it doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. No writers are putting their fucking unnecessary politics into the book, and guess what? It's very, very good. It's also very graphic and very violent, thus aimed towards adults. Fans need to let kids have their shit within the Transformers fandom, okay? We are, at heart, adults who still love a fandom we fell in love with as kids. Stop being fucking selfish, guys. The franchise isn't ruined forever because somebody gives a different take on Transformers. That same thing that's been happening for 40 years. Different creators giving different takes on a singular franchise throughout multiple universes. It's not a hard concept. It's not ruined forever because it's not the way you want it. If you don't like it, nobody's forcing you to fucking watch. Go watch something that is more geared towards you. I get that complaining and criticism is always going to be a part of fandoms and franchises too, but don't be a wanker about it. Seriously. And this is the problem I have with other Transformers fans, is a lot of them are just dumb. Like, saying the franchise is fucking cooked. Saying this movie's terrible based on a couple of trailers that don't actually look that bad. It's silly. It's classic overreaction within the fandom. That's why I just sit there and try and avoid having anything to do with other Transformers fans, because at the end of the day, it's better for me because I'm not face-palming multiple hours a day. I personally like the trailers. I think the movie looks cool. I'm definitely going to go see it. That's my take. Whatever. I'm Damian Skyfire. Till next time.